Greetings, welcome, welcome. This is Tyrone Milade, and it is now time for the Goddess Sermonette. We're doing it all here on Sunday. I invite you in. Come on in, goddesses. It is time for us to partake of a word from the Oracle. Prepare your hearts, prepare your minds, prepare your souls, for thus saith the Oracle. Greetings. Grateful that you are here. I am Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru, your sister friend, and I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess-centered lifestyle. And today, I want to share a word that I hope provides some wisdom that will support you along the way, a word that will provide some inspiration, some nourishment for your soul, your body, your mind, your emotions. So, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. And yeah, let's get started. I got this idea from an astrologer who does what he calls a Sunday sermonette. And I thought, you know what, I can do that too. I have to be honest, I'm struggling. I'm struggling, but I'm making my way. And this is part of my solution. When I feel down and out, one of the best things I can do is be of service. I am a spiritual guide. I'm a priestess. I am an astrologer. And, to be in service, I'm initiated as a priestess of the sacred feminine mystery. So to be in service to the Great Mother, there's nothing like it. To be in service to the Orisha Yemaja, my ancestors, my guides, the ancient mothers, I'm so grateful. And so when I struggle, one of the best remedies for me is to give back. And so that's what I want to do today. So what I have done, first of all, you can see at the bottom of the screen that I will be doing live readings. There's a link for you to pay for a reading if you'd like one. I will look at your astrology. I will do an oracle reading, and it's via my live stream. And that's why it's so discounted. So yeah, let's get started. What I have done, and I hope you join me. I hope you join me. Okay, so I'm gonna start off. So the way my Sunday sermon is gonna work, at least this week, I'm gonna have to flesh out this concept. I'm gonna take these off. I am going to. I've pulled some oracle cards. The first one is from my mythical goddess tarot deck. And the sermon will be whatever the oracle has given us today. All right. So the first card that I pulled is the Ace. It's a wind card, Ace of Wind. Okay. This would be, I don't know what it is in tarot. Anywho, whatever the wind arcana are in the tarot, that's what this is. So this one is all about this week. There is a realization that we have lying, waiting for us. It's all about getting a mental breakthrough. So who needs a mental breakthrough? Right now, one of the things that we could be experiencing, let's see here, is lack of clarity. Lack of clarity. On the one hand, it could feel like a lack of clarity. And then on the other hand, it could feel like overwhelm. And so this is a week to get a mental breakthrough. The question is, how do we get the mental breakthrough? Some of this is about looking at what's stagnant. Where do you have stagnant thoughts? Where do you have stagnant attitudes, stagnant beliefs? And all you have to do is look at where you're not growing, where you aren't making changes. Look for that in your life this week, because there will be an invitation for you to get a breakthrough. Right now, we're at a time where everything is very dynamic. The way the astrology is right now is so much of it is fluid. And so part of what some of us may be realizing we need to do this week is to be more adaptable. Where are you just like, I'm not willing to make a change? Maybe you could look at it as, I'm just kind of stuck here. Okay. So those are some of the things that we want to be thinking about this week. And where can you be more adaptable, more changeable, more fluid? And it's almost like part of what we need right now is to be that way. Um, because this is just a year where there's so much of the energy is shifting. And it's like, oh, I'm going to move forward and then I'm going to move back. And, some of it is just like this wild, radical change that is happening all of a sudden. And so, especially right now, we really need to be prepping ourselves because March is going to be astrologically a very challenging month. Okay. And it all depends on your specific chart. How dynamic is it going to be? I would say if you are Aries and Pisces, sun, moon, or ascendant, doesn't matter to me. This could be a very dynamic time. Or let's say maybe you don't have your sun, moon, and ascendant in Aries and Pisces, but you have anywhere from 3, 4 planets. It can feel very challenging. Um, any of the cardinal signs. So that's Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. It could feel very challenging for you in the month of March. And so right now is that opportunity to begin to get your mind moving, not racing, but moving. Also, it's going to be the mutable signs, which are Pisces, Virgo, and Gemini, Sagittarius. It can feel really challenging for you all. Okay. At the end of the day, doesn't matter what your sign is. March is going to feel it'll be good if you're changeable, you're adaptable. The more you're willing to, you know, be what's the word, malleable, and you're just willing to adapt and adjust, then it makes it easy. And I think that this week there is going to be a breakthrough. I would say with a mental breakthrough, some of the things you could do this week would be making sure that you journal, take time to journal. I would also say take time to read things that help to open your mind up, help to um, give you a new perspective, help you to go beyond seeing things the way that you're seeing them so that you can see them from a fresh new light. Me and my legs, oh my gosh. Sometimes I think the thinner they are, the smaller they are, the more they hurt my neck. Okay, so yes. Let's see what else. I just want to see what else she says. It says, open to your immediate gifts of power and a blessing for razor sharp mental clarity. The name of this goddess is Astara. And it says, Astara is bringing you the cosmic light of realization when you need it the most. Let her gifts pierce through stagnant attitudes and beliefs to activate your cellular memory and your stellar vision. Open to her realization and then act upon your new understanding. So there's something about a breakthrough that is coming. Now I want you to remember this is wind, okay? This is wind. From this particular deck, I pulled wind 2 times. Second one I pulled is the intention card, okay? And so, you know, one of the best things that we can do is to be intentional. It is important for us to always remember we get to write the story of our lives. And I mean, I want to be honest with you. You can be as intentional as you want. And by the same token, right now, you need to be adaptable. There's a level of surrender with all of the Pisces energy that we have going on. And there is it's so with Pisces, you've got to surrender. There's this energy that's about releasing and letting go. We're in the part of the moon phase that is about, it's the waning phase because we just had that full moon. And so there, there's something about releasing and letting go. And there's also something about being intentional. So how are you going to be intentional this week? What do you need to be more intentional about? Is it something with the body, the mind, spirit, emotions? Where do you need to be more intentional? How can you intend for things to happen while at the same time being open to being flexible? The goddess, even though we're going to get to water. I pulled 2 water cards from the Black Tarot deck. You know, Oshun, this is the goddess of the river. Oshun is all about being flexible and adaptable. And so the question is, how can you be like Oshun this week? How can you, um, Oshun is the river, but she's a beautiful, soft flowing river. She's the flow. How can you allow yourself to be in the flow? Maybe that's what you need to intend, that you'll be in the flow. And what do you want to intend for your life for this week? All right. And make an intention. Maybe it could be something as simple as you're going to have a to-do list and you're just going to you intend to follow the to-do list. And by the same token, you go with the flow. If things aren't going exactly how you think they should go, all right, go with the flow. Because I want you to remember, everything is working in your favor. So this is the goddess of intentions. Again, she's of the mind. So there's definitely this energy around the importance of taking care of the mind, being with your mind. One of the things that the ancient tradition of yogic tradition talks about is this mind that we have, not the brain necessarily, but the mind. It's our ability to be conscious and perceive. If we do not take care of our mind, that is a huge source of our pain and our wounding. And so this oracle deck is really saying this is a week to really tend to the mind as well as, the power that the mind holds. I always remember it says most people have, how did they say it? I know one is distracted, um, stupefied. I always forget the other one, but it's like there's just so much up there. And it truly colors how we see life. In the NLP world, we talk about um, all these filters that we have. And that's just because it's just so much, it's like so much is coming in and the mind is just running amok, right? So the question is, what is it can you do to get your mind to, you know, give it a break? And part of the way we do that is make intentions. What do you intend? Because then it begins to help you to have that one pointed focus. And when you get disturbed, that's the other one. Most of us, our minds are distracted, disturbed, stupefied. And when I think of the word stupefied, it's more of like it's just stuck. It's just like I can't even think, right? And so, but when we are able to get that one pointed focus, and sometimes it is about slowing things down a little bit, which is where we are. We're in retrograde, like bonanza. um, so yeah, I want y'all to be thinking about this week, okay? Now, the last card from this deck is the Wild Woman card. Oh, she's air. We got 3 air cards. Wow. One thing I love about the air signs is they're a little bit about fun. They're also about being social. So it's kind of like, how can you have more fun, be more social, be more childlike? We think about how children have great imaginations. But the reason anything is possible for a child is because they don't have all the filters yet. They're willing to believe no matter what. And part of the way we're able to manifest and bring things into our lives is through um, it's being more childlike. The more childlike we can be, then it ends. Crap, I forgot I was changing stuff. So here is the wind intentions, which I did not do. Uzumi, okay, that's zero. Uzumi, zero fool. Um, so yeah, the more we can be more childlike, the more we're able to get that breakthrough, to be able to see, to really see. Or when we can't see, do you think little children are worried about the future? Mm-mm. They have a deep, deep trust in the universe. And I invite you to be that way. Uzumi was able to do what she needed to do because she's a wild woman. She's untamed. And there's a little bit of that we need this week. Where can you be untamed? Be the wild woman. Wild women are the ones who truly make a difference in this world. And I don't judge tame women. I've been there. And I'm not saying I'm fully out of being tamed, you know? But the more we can tap into being unapologetically who we came here to be, our most true, authentic self, without apology. First of all, this might be the breakthrough we need. Who needs a breakthrough to be more wild? Hmm? She, though, is who, because she was wild and she called in the community, she was able to get the world from being descended in darkness. Okay? The wild woman is your path to being of light, being in light, to have light this week. Okay? So, yeah, air signs are also social. So maybe there's more social topics that we need. Like, are you too isolated? Do you need to go out into the community and have more fun to connect with people? Do you need to be more connected with people for your mental health? That's the thing that I'm really working on. I spend an inordinate amount of time at home, largely by myself, but my husband is here sometimes, but he goes to work sometimes too, outside of the house. So I have to really force myself to get out, and I feel better the more I, connect with other people instead of sitting around here by myself all the time. Okay. So the next one that I have is the Manifesta card, which I was excited to pull that one. It is from my Lemuria deck, Beyond Lemuria. And Manifesta. And she has to do with manifestation, sowing the seeds of your dreams. So here's another card that's asking us this week, what do you intend? So sowing the seeds of your dreams, creating your reality, trusting what you desire is already happening, magic making, pollinating your wishes, and as above, so below. All right. So I'm not going to read all of this, but I'll just give you a little bit. It says, you can decide how you want to live. The universe is in full support of you choosing to step into the optimal version of yourself. Dream big, then dream bigger. Now is a great time to start the projects you have been considering. All it takes is some pollination. In the realms of making magic happen, we say as above, so below. So start planting your seeds and nourish the soil with enthusiasm for what can and will be. Feel your dream in its entirety as if it is already happening, and then let go. And it's so interesting. For me, it has just been a time of, do I keep moving? Like, what do I do? Things seem so uncertain. But I always go back to the ancestors. And I think, well, my ancestors, they just they just did it. They made decisions about what they wanted to call into their lives. And they were just like, this is what we're gonna do. I watched a movie this weekend at my nonprofit. It's called Oh Pioneer. And what the filmmaker was getting at is, we think pioneers are people who are doing these big, grand, great things, going out to space and just doing things that are just like extraordinary. And I put that in quotes. And she was like, no, we're all pioneers. You know, honestly, at every moment of every day, you're a pioneer. This ace is asking us, the ace of wands is asking us to get that breakthrough, because there's always a horizon that we're headed towards. There's always something new. Every day is new. And we need to have these breakthroughs so that we can continue to move. We can't stay stuck. It's not natural. It's just, to be human is to be a pioneer. And every day is a new day for a pioneer. And pioneers are adventurous, right? And so right now, you have to believe in your dream. You have to dream. You cannot wait. I remember a sister mentioning the other day, because I can so relate. You're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Well, this oracle is like, dream. Even Pisces, right now, that energy is like, you've got to dream of the world that you want. You've got to think of the dreams that have been given to you. You have to remember, you are your ancestors' dreams, and you are the ancestors who are dreaming for the ones who are coming behind you. It is your turn. It is your opportunity. You are now here as a caretaker of the world, and your gift, your desires, your dreams, they are needed and necessary at this particular moment in time. The world needs you to do whatever you came here to do. And so this is a week where we are connecting to the dreams. This card encourages you to dream big. It comes as a reminder that you can choose how you want your life to go. So this week, I want you to write that down. You can manifest all you wish to create or release. It's time to sow seeds of the reality you want to experience. In magical practice, there's a saying, as above, so below. Work with this principle through affirmative thinking and higher intention. There's that intention word. Then anchor or ground your dream seeds. And one of the ways you can anchor it is, through the vision boards, or writing it down, and describing it as if it has already happened. There's some techniques that we use in NLP, where you vision, or you dream cast, or you future cast. That's what I'm trying to say. You can go out to the future as if it has already been done, see it, and then just really anchor it as if it is already done. And then open yourself up to being guided to just, I like saying, walk it out, walk it out. Manifest from the heart, overcome fear, take strong positive action, and let go of the outcome. That's a hard part. You have to detach, okay? Know and trust your dreams are already on their way, and expect to see the results. So that's one of your missions for this week. So that is air. I don't know if she's associated with an element. I don't see that on here. Mm-mm. Okay. Last but certainly not least, I'm pulling from the Black Tarot deck. I haven't used this deck much until recently, and now, wow, I love this deck so much. Okay, Sons of Baskets. This is the water arcana for those of you that know tarot. Okay, so Sons of Basket has to do with new love and synchronicity. So for some people, they may find new love this week or a renewal of love this week. Venus retrograde is coming up very close. So maybe this is already kind of coming up for some of you all. The synchronicity piece is what I think it will apply to the majority of us. It says a young man and his partner embrace on a bike, enjoying each other and the outdoors. At the beginning of their relationship, the couple is swept away by the romance of the honeymoon phase. They are naive to the emotional, spiritual, and mental trials they may endure as their union develops. The Son of Baskets couple knows the importance of self love, which, once mastered, will allow you to attract the companionship and attention you crave. This card sends the message to honor all parts of yourself and others, as there is much to be understood. Seize all the fresh emotions and be kind to yourself and others. So, this is another relationship card. Okay. And maybe this week, some people might be feeling like, I, I'm having problems with this person or that person. And the question is, relationships are always with yourself first. Other people reflect to us something about us. I know that sucks sometimes to hear that, but my position is I can't be in relationship with people who I'm not aligned with. If I find myself, and I know sometimes it might be coworkers, people you don't really have a choice with, but how you feel about them and respond is still some reflection of something that's going on in you. Like, do you need to love yourself more and stand up for yourself more and to stop letting this person act that way with you? You know, um, the deepest love is self love. There's nobody who actually can really fulfill you. It hurts when we love somebody and they don't love us back. Losing love can be very challenging. Losing a relationship, even if it's platonic or familial, can be very difficult. Um, and as long as we don't make it about ourselves, that's a sign that it's like, no, I'm good with me. Even if I know I did something wrong and I can take responsibility for it, but I don't feel like I'm less of a person because that person doesn't want anything to do with me anymore. That's the thing that we need to really work on. Okay. So where you feel a lack of fulfillment this week, it's very important for you to remember, check in with yourself. How do you feel about you? How are you taking care of you? How are you speaking to you? Remember, we're looking at our mind this week. So it's definitely something coming up around relationships this week that a lot of us, or some of us, may have to focus on. Um, this has to do with dreamer, imagination, unexpected abundance, and inspiring news. Totally not connected to what what I just read about. I don't get that. But that goes with manifesta. Huh. So I hope that some of you this week receive unexpected abundance and inspiring news. Um, yeah. Okay. Son of Baskets. I have to change this as I go, so I'll forget. Okay. This one is the second. Well, I pulled this card actually for people in my membership and my coachees. So this is the second time I've pulled this card. I have to post the little video that I made for everybody. But the Hermit. We need a little bit of alone time too. So yeah, we'll need that connection with other people and we'll need that time to get quiet. All right. The Hermit has to do with guidance, solitude, and the word maybe. So there might be something like a maybe happening this week. And remember, we're being fluid. We're being adaptable and changeable. So it says here, man sits alone, realigning with the four elements in the ether. He knows the importance of taking time to retreat, and rest is revolutionary. We all need space for healing, growth, shadow, and inner work, and decluttering the mind. So this week, definitely take some time to get quiet, to declutter the mind. The hermit can be a call for retreat, pilgrimage, or adventure to sacred lands. He reminds us that we are both the guide and the seeker. We're both the guide and the seeker. An escape can be what we need to reconfigure our actions to be authentically planted in truth. So it's all about unplugging. And this is a week to find the answers within you. It goes back to what we just talked about. Ultimately, all roads lead back into your own self. All right. You are the guide and the seeker. Let's see here. This week, what the card says in order to align the directions is this: do something that scares you, find your anchor. So we have all this wind energy, but this card is asking us to also anchor ourselves also. But the more you get that mind quiet, it naturally becomes an anchor. Okay. So the affirmation from this card says, I take time to understand myself, becoming more conscious and self-aware. Okay. All right. Last but not least, the last card of our Sunday Goddess Sermonette is another ace card. All right. So we had the ace of wind card. So baskets in this deck is emotion. So we have the wind and we have the emotions, the water, excuse me. So wind and water, because we pulled Sons of Baskets. So that was a water card, but I love this one so much. This one stands for compassion as well as intimacy. It says a man sits on a chair in a field of flowers, one of his ancestors standing behind him with his hands on the seated man's shoulders. See that? The man has been soul searching, looking for his purpose. He has come to realize that what he longs for cannot be found outside of himself. This is a week to really go within. It's always about you because you are the entity, the being that you have control over. You don't have control over anybody else. The Ace of Baskets carries the energy of emotional fulfillment. It indicates an overflow of abundance and peace. Okay, I'm looking for an overflow this week. Come on, y'all, turn it up, turn it up. I want you to hold your hands just like this so you can receive. Boom, I'm already messing up with that. Okay. This card calls for you to live in a way that will build generational, check this out, generational peace, compassion, and grace. That's generational wealth right there. Peace, compassion, and grace. It is time to welcome all that is blossoming and blooming. So, one of the ways that we talk about this is spiritual beginning and awakening. So, this awakening, there's something about realization and awakening for this week that will be up for everybody. New relationships, compassion. But I really want you to offer that compassion to yourself first. How can you be loving to yourself and caring for yourself? Where do you need to offer yourself more compassion right now? I want you to think about that, okay? Search within the soul for one's true purpose and desire. Your ancestors are with you. They are holding you as you remember this. Some people this week may feel emptiness, emotional loss, repressed emotions. And the way to align is spoil yourself as you would a loved one. That's something I was thinking about last week. I was listening to a lady say, a lot of times when we're cooking food, um, we go out of our way. If we have guests coming to our home, we're going to go out of our way to just cook this beautiful meal, but we don't do the same for ourselves. So I would say that that's something to think about is according to this Oracle deck, in everything you do this week, act like you are the guest that is coming to your house and how would you cater to yourself? But I want you to really embrace this notion of this week, all the answers lie within you. They all lie within you, dear one. All the power, all the might. If you are struggling, because sometimes we really are at a place where we feel weak and we need to be held, then I would say this is a week to reach out. Who do you need to reach out to and ask for support? Maybe you've been working to manifest something and you just feel down and out. And, you know, you just need somebody to maybe listen. But ultimately, you've got to trust the wisdom that lies within you. You are both the guide and the seeker. So yeah, I'm just going to go on ahead and stick with Oshun. It's so much about this reading that I feel is um, Oshun. And one of the ways to tap into Oshun is like do creative things and turn on music and dance. Um, Turn on Oshun songs and just listen to them if you wish. Light a yellow candle, orange candle, green candle, and her Odu, I think it's one of her Odus. I know this one is hers. It's called O'Shea. Celebrate beauty over negativity. So every day I want you to take that time to write down what's beautiful about your life and the world. When you find yourself getting negative, cancel, cancel. Say that. Tell yourself we're not doing that. You can even use your arms. Just take your hands crossed in the front and open. Nope, not doing it. And then start celebrating some beauty over negativity. We all are part of a collective. Just like Uzumi was talking about, we are part of the collective. And what you think, what you feel, who you are being, it is contributing to the collective. And what we want to do is get to that critical mass. We don't even need everybody. We just need to get to the tipping point. And so the more we show up and be who we came here to be and to bring our gifts and talents to the world, the more other people begin to do the same. That actually becomes another way of the awakening happening. And once we get to that tipping point, then everything begins to go in the direction of what we envision for the world, just as long as there's enough overlap. And I think, sometimes we can think about the high level. We talked about the peace, love, health, community. We can keep it high level. And the more we have this overlapping where we want all the same thing, then it will take hold. It will take root. And that is part of our work here as divine feminine beings. We come here to do this kind of work. If women weren't so powerful, there would not be so many laws and rules and regulations around our beingness, our bodies, what we can and cannot do. And so the more we stand in our power and do it in our own way, that's the thing for me. I am okay with how each woman shows up. As long as she is happy with herself, I'm happy. I'm happy for you. There's going to be the ones that are super feminine. There's going to be the ones that are super masculine. And then there's all the rest of us on the continuum somewhere in between. And it's all so good. It's all so wonderful. And the more we just come and just get ourselves healed up and strong and just standing in that truth, the more of us that do that, the more the world is going to conform to our energy. And that for me is the ultimate. Okay. So thank you all. I hope that you've enjoyed this Sunday sermon. Sermonette, Goddess Sermonette. I said I need to feminize it to make sure people don't come here thinking I'm talking about what folks typically expecting from a sermon. I ain't got that. Y'all can go check my husband out for that. That ain't me. So thank you again so much. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I'm looking for my little music. I'm going to take us out like really chill and everything like I came in. So again, thank you. I hope that you request the reading. You can see the link to do so in the description box. If you can't be there live, it's okay. I'll still look at your chart and you can just, look back at the video. So thank you. Have a wonderful week. And I'll be releasing a video this week on the astrology as well as, we'll be going live on Wednesday like we always do. All right. Take care. Love you all so much. And just kind of enjoy the music. Something from this video, I would so appreciate you liking the video. And I'd love to hear any thoughts that you have. And please share the video. All right. Thank you. Peace. Take a few deep breaths. You're going to have a great week.